American Pie. Literally pie. It's basically people expanding to the Bronx. What's going on in the Wall Street protest?
For those of you,
and they're going to go down eventually later. Yeah.
Solidarity.
We are in solidarity
with a movement. That is sweeping. The country. And the world. The Bronx. Has for too long. Been dumped on. We get
communities look like
if all of the money.
if all of the money
If all of the profits.
and all of the profits
Generated by businesses that operate in our community actually stayed in our community. This is a reality. There are worker-owned businesses that are operating that exist in New York City that are examples of this kind of business. The largest worker-owned cooperative in the United States is in the South Bronx. They are called Cooperative Home Care Associates. These are 1,000 women who take care of the sick and elderly. They own their business together. They decide who are the board of directors. They decide. My name is Omar Freya. I am a representative of Green Worker Cooperative. We are based here in the Bronx. We exist to take back the Bronx. We exist so that businesses can operate in a way that empowers our community. That improves our health. And does not take it away.
Oh, this is cool.
We are conducting
Just curious.
a series of workshops for anyone who wants to start up in this teaching. I request that you share what you've learned today, and that you let other people know that there is an alternative. That whenever anyone talks about giving a tax break to any business, you bring up that we have a right to control our economy. That no one should be getting any tax breaks, any deals that does not empower the Bronx. Thank you for being part of this. I am now going to turn this over to the folks who are putting together the General Assembly for this gathering. For Occupy the Bronx. Thank Thank you for coming.
Thank you for coming.
We are here.
We are here.
We are the Bronx.
We are the Bronx.
We are the 99%.
We are the 99%.
And we are going to have
And we are going to have
a whole lot of fun today.
a whole lot of fun today.
Are you with me?
Are you with me?
I just wanted mic check. Mic check. I just wanted.
Let me go over some processes of how they run the General Assembly. If you agree with what a speaker is saying, you can go like this. If you're neutral, you can go like this. If you're in disagreement, go like this. Also, they usually start with an agenda.
Thank you.
The agenda today is quite simple. We started with the pre-teaching. We're going through the General Assembly. Then we're going to march. Correction. Then we're going to walk. Down Fordham Road. To the number 4 train. Mic check. Thank you. And continue on to Occupy Wall Street. After the agenda, I would like to call up.
I'd like this tonight. I know there's a lot going on.
Interim Planning Committee that has already started today's event.
Thank you.
Then usually after the agenda and report backs, there's a period for announcements. Not speeches, but announcements. Before I call up the interim planning committee to give you a report back, I want to acknowledge Bronx Assemblyman Jose Rivera, who has availed his restrooms for our comforts right across the street on the 10th floor. Assemblyman Jose Rivera is right here. Thank you. I believe the planning committee consists of Elliot, Omar is Juan Rivera here? Is Juan Rivera here? Not yet? Okay. This is the I'm going to place it on this cardboard. What the General Assembly refers to. Getting on stack. Does anyone have an announcement to share with the Assembly?
Lifelong resident of the Bronx. I'm also a worker. For Local 79 laborers. I have this hard hat. Like my brother. Because the cops have been beating the shit. Of people, of young people down at Occupy Wall Street. I've been arrested once down there. And I've been before brutalized by the police in the Bronx. Anyway, I have this flyer. There are young people throughout the city. We need to build a movement right here. In the Bronx. of color. Against working class people. Dispossessed people. And we need to take the power. Right here in our community. So thank you for listening.
Down to Occupy Wall Street. And demonstrated several times. I am happy to see that the Bronx is planning to do the same. I would like I propose that people here today who are interested in actually occupying space like Zuccotti Park meet after the General Assembly. It is great that we are assembling now and that we are making plans to meet every weekend. But do not kid yourself. We must occupy space in the Bronx to let them know we are serious. I also encourage you to bring your families down. To spread the word to the families. A great deal of the 99% are families who are struggling. This is a peaceful demonstration. The best way to show that, the best way to induce that, the best way to inspire that is through family. So bring grandma. Bring your nephew and niece. Bring all ages. I think that's it. Thank you for your time. Who else wants to make an announcement? She's next.
And as we know, everyone has freedom of speech and the right to protest. However, although this is a peaceful protest, we have seen a lot of police brutality down at Wall Street. Therefore, I have brought a bunch of notice of claim forms so that you can file a lawsuit against the city of New York if you feel that you have been violated by a police officer. I also have a list of firms that will take up your case and fight for you. So if you're interested, come and get some materials for me. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
And we don't quite like the word occupy. But the land already belongs to us. So we would like to change the terminology. To take back. Because it's rightfully ours. Our people that have psychiatric disabilities. That have been incarcerated. Have been extremely petrified to protest. What they have anyway. Because of the love and solidarity. They feel safe. So let's continue to love one another. And kick ass. The way that the Bronx does.
police would be able to attack the OccuPIE movement.
And they weren't able to do that.
And they weren't able to do that.
It proves something that we all know.
It proves something that we all know.
That there really is safety in numbers.
That there really is safety in numbers.
That's what I think this movement is teaching us.
That's what I think this movement is teaching us.
We need to expand and we need to grow.
We need to expand and we need to grow.
Even larger than we are now.
Even larger than we are now.
That's the best way that we can actually challenge the police.
That's the best way that we can actually challenge the police.
The second thing I want to say.
The second thing I want to say
is that we also want to learn some history.
That we also want to learn some history.
And to that effect, the group that I organize with.
And to that effect, the group that I organize with
is showing a movie called Pa'lante Siempre Pa'lante.
Is showing a movie called Pa'lante Siempre Pa'lante.
It's about the young lords.
It's about the young lords.
And how they organized back in the day.
And how they organized back in the day.
With help around the women's movement.
With help around the women's movement.
The anti-Vietnam War movement.
The anti-Vietnam War movement.
The Black Power movement.
The Black Power movement.
And the Chicano Rights movement.
And the Chicano Rights movement.
They're an inspiration that we can learn from today.
They're an inspiration that we can learn from today.
Everyone is invited on October 27th.
Everyone is invited on October 27th.
I have flyers. It's in the South Bronx.
I have flyers. It's in the South Bronx.
You should all come.
You should all come.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Is that I am 75 years old.
I'm 75 years old.
And yes, I represent this area in the State Assembly.
I represent this area in the State Assembly.
But please, someone from the decades of the 50s, I will not be standing here today.
I will not be standing here today.
You and I will not be standing here today.
You and I will not be standing here today.
If it was not. On June 25th, 1955, that a young lady by the name of Rosa Parks got on the bus down south, and she refused to move from the front seat. Struggle.
Being a student of the 50s and the struggle.
Youngsters like you, when you got involved, we gained our civil rights. People died in this country. The land of the free, the home of the brave. They died. So a guy like me, a man like me, with a Puerto Rican accent, run for office. I never forgot where I came from. You inspire me. When I heard about your movement, through the unusual sources, to Conservative Radio America, that they said we're in Sukata Park making love, having sex. They say all kind of horrible things. But I knew better. I went to Sukata Park. And I did not go alone. I followed a young man in the Bronx. I met him there. And I say, Ephraim. Last time I got arrested in Albany, this past June, because of affordable housing. We're attempting to take back what is ours. So therefore, if I am downtown, in Sukata Park,
In Liberty Park.
and if I see brutality at its worst, and if I see that you are being pepper sprayed, have enough pepper spray.
I don't think they're going to have enough
away from being with you.
To keep me away from being with you.
So I want to thank you. For re-energizing me. My Puerto Rican accent. I gotta take a deep breath, right? But I don't want to take too much of your time. Because it was people like you. That in the 60s. The 60s. You stopped the war in Vietnam. And we will see the fruits of your labor. Thank you. The fruits of your labor.
We have with us a professor from Fordham University.
Hello, my name is Mark Mason.
Hello.
I am a professor from Fordham, and I am here with many students to show solidarity. With this organization. And this movement. I was here in 1969 at demonstrations protesting the Vietnam War, challenging police attacks on the Black Panther Party, and fighting
GA. To see another GA. That's not in Manhattan. We're going to push really hard. To get off the island. We got to remember that this movement started really small. In August. With General Assemblies. Just this size. About 50 people. Really. That's where it began. And I think sometimes we forget about that. So we're really starting again. To branch out. And bring the whole movement back together. So I wanted to talk about the General Assembly. What it means. Why it's powerful. And why it's important. As a tool of empowerment. A fellow Bronxites who are not here. I'm proposing that we walk to the station on the north side of Fordham Road with the flow of traffic so that it's fluid. As we can see, the NYPD is building up on the corner. So we will walk respecting traffic patterns. If the light changes, let the traffic through. Do not walk on the street. Do not engage anyone who is not like-minded. This is peaceful. It's respectful. It's considerate. It really is who we fundamentally are as Bronxites. My name is Ephraim Cruz, co-founder of Bronx for Change. And we all are for Bronx for Change. Let's head down to Zuccotti Park and enjoy ourselves. And learn. And support each other. So that we can have a bigger and better Occupy the Bronx in the coming days. Thank you all. Questions?
People coming.
the flyer said 11 to 2. Many people asked for said they're not coming before then.
Why march now?
So why march now?
walking down?
Oh, possible. Are you interested in any of the meetings?
We are the 99%.